Welcome everyone to Wrestleslam special. We are here in the PAV for RCW Christmas special, and standing by me, wrong other than, look, he's wearing the suit, he's all close there, but underneath all this, he's a Longford muscle, CBL, yup, Longford. How you doing, sir?
How are we getting on, folks? How strikes?
Yeah, so now, of course, now you're going to be here in RCW again, but unfortunately, breaking news came in. Unfortunately, you're going to be out on the sidelines for a while, but seems like that you're still going to be having a presence here tonight's show for RCW. So, what are we going to expect for tonight?
Well, look, there is a special guest host for the night here. We're going to get festive here at RCW, you know. It is unfortunate that I am injured at what has been a really good point in my career. You know, a lot of things going well, a lot of big matches, a lot of big opportunities, a lot of big wins lately. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and it's what we do, so it's a part of it all. So a part of that is just recovery, and as well with that, I've been coming to these shows like this month after month, like consistently. It's at this point, it's, you know, it's just embedded in me. I don't really want to just get hurt and disappear, you know what I mean. It's not very fun, you know what I mean. So it's very, very cool, the likes of RCW. You know, I feel like it's a big family in many ways, especially with the people that come to these shows, not just the people behind it. So, you know, Christmas time like that and all, you want to be with the family, you want everything else. So to be able to still be a part of the show is pretty, pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, though, I feel like that RCW is getting more recognition. The Irish wrestling scene is getting more recognition, because we always said, like, people come to the shows and they get inspired. I mean, like, you've inspired probably many in your hometown of Longford. You brought wrestling on the map in that area of Ireland. So how does it feel actually being, well, I wouldn't say the pinnacle, the diamond in Irish wrestling now?
I don't know now. Yeah, like, especially earlier this year I wrestled back home in Longford for the first time, and that was, you know, that was mad, you know. And looking out this curtain, I'm seeing Mick the Tire Man, I'm seeing, you know, John Maguire, I'm seeing all these boys, you know, from back home. So it's a bit surreal, kind of. A lot of people you wouldn't think you'd see at a wrestling show, and all the family and everything like that. So yeah, I think it's class as well. Like, from my point of view, you know, when I was a young lad, fucking 14 or 15, trying to get up, I was going to wrestling.ie shows in Athlone, Mullingar, Cavan, Longford, anywhere that they go, to the point where Andy Steele, who was wrestling on them regularly, used to know me as that kid.
Oh,
so
wow.
You know, and I feel like the recognition is pretty cool. So if there's a young lad down there at that age and the likes of Longford and sees someone like myself, like, I always think back to when I was, you know, that young lad kind of lost hoping to finally start wrestling, you know.
Yeah, and what is it? One of those open wrestling promotions where you see somebody dressed up as Kane and The Rock and like
tributes.
All the yeah.
I don't know about that one now. I don't know how we'd fare out in one of those. I don't know who I'd be now.
Yeah, never know. But like, safe to say, like, you did have an impressive year. Like it has been the year of the bull. Like, so because that, of course, this is the last RCW show of the year. Christmas is coming up, as you can see, is a big giveaway. As you can see, what do you think is the biggest highlight for yourself this year? Like, there's so many that we can list off.
You know, like I like recently won the Irish Junior Heavyweight title. You know, I've wrestled like many people that, like, as a youngster going to independent wrestling shows, people I would have like looked up to a lot, people I would have got pictures with, people, all this, even the likes of attending a TNA tryout, that type of stuff is like insane, you know. It's very pinch yourself moments, but like, I always do feel like Cork wrestling is something that's quite near and dear to my heart. I feel like Fight Factory has always been home. That's like where I've been, you know, brought up in wrestling. I always look at like Belfast as a big part of that, like where I kind of learned to wrestle and where, you know, I kind of got my feet under myself. And then I always look at Cork as the place I learned to have fun with wrestling. And I think a lot of people in Cork can see that in me. I'm always smiling when I'm wrestling down here. I'm always having a laugh. I feel like when I come down to Cork, I'm having a laugh at all the people here. You know what I mean? And that's a very fun thing, you know. First RCW show just a little over a year ago, you know, I was on the Grand Prix tournament, you know, ended up main eventing against Raven Creed in the very first RCW main event.
Yeah, amazing match.
A career highlight for myself, you know, my very first main event match I've ever had. Jesus, lads.
Okay.
But yeah, shut up you, Billy. No, even this year alone, like, you know, wrestling Gene Money was a big one for me at the time. I've since wrestled him again. He's a great person to be in the ring with. And then earlier this year, wrestling for the Wrestle Carnival title in the main event RCW against Reese, Steers and Session Mount Martina. Like, you couldn't, you know.
Wow.
You couldn't get much better, you know.
I said biggest highlights, but there's highlights, so much to choose.
Yeah,
a nice one. Yeah.
I feel very, very lucky, you know. It's been a very good year. Like, when I kind of said year of the bull, like, it was just something that came up with, nice ring to it. But then, you know, I knew I was going into a year with good momentum, and it was a year where I kind of promised myself, you know, we're going to work hard, we're going to get where we want to be with a lot of things, and I'm happy I stuck with that, you know. And I think the proof's in the pudding there. There's a lot that, you know, I've been very, very fortunate, and a lot of really, really good experiences, you know.
And of course, we're going to see you back in the ring soon, not later, soon. We know
well,
you.
As soon as we can. As soon as we can. We're working hard to get there. We're working hard to get better. Unfortunately, I have a tear in my PCL, which does mean, you know, a bit of a recovery period. So I'll be speaking more about that at Fight Factory tomorrow. But look, apples and fucking oranges, and we keep the sunny side out. That's all we can do, because it is just the situation I'm in. It's not the end of the world. Look, it's not a major injury. It's definitely a major inconvenience to me right now where I'm at, but we're just going to dust it off, you know.
Yeah.
I've had a million different injuries. I've torn groins, concussions, infections, all this year alone. But the whole time it was just get better, get back to training, get back performing, and this might be a bit bigger, but it's no different, you know.